I have no idea who's gonna win the sheriff's race. But if the new sheriff that walks in there, you know, doesn't wanna run the jail, that's the reason I was asking about the trust authority. It's- I don't know how the new sheriff is gonna feel about filling Brian's shoes, and I don't think any of us know, and who knows
I
who's
don't
gonna
think
win
anybody
it.
knows except Brian what they're getting into.
I understand that. I mean, everybody, but we don't know who's gonna be the
It's not
next
a task
sheriff.
that I'd like to have.
Well, me neither, but I'm just saying, things could change.
I'm very concerned about
January
that.
1st.
I'm very concerned about that, Paul, and that's why I tried so hard to get to know Brian in the short time that I had to work with him, and I all but begged him to rerun, because number one, the following that he has and the labor force that's in the facility, they all like him, they respect him, and they follow him. And the things that I've seen in person that they've had to work with without and do without, and still continue to come back and work is amazing to me. And I didn't know Brian up until January of this year. I wouldn't know him if he walked through that door, but I do now. And I'm sorry that he's not running on the county's behalf, because he was doing a tremendous job for what he had to work with.
But anyway, in my opinion, it'd be nice to have trust authority set up, because if it's where we can, and the sheriff puts this in our lap, we do need a trust authority, and we do need a jail administrator. It's something that's gonna probably look like.
Randy, I went and talked to him same way, because I sponsored him pretty big 8 years ago, and I feel the same way you do about him. I wouldn't have it. I'm just thankful he did it.
But we don't know, I mean, I'm thankful for everything Brian's done, but
He did
going
good.
forward, we don't know who the sheriff's gonna be in January, or I don't. And so we need to be prepared. If they throw it in our lap, we need to be prepared for it, that's all I'm
Well,
saying.
I was concerned because they were concerned, and I've talked to them, I've talked to them individually. I really feel like that most of them will stay, but they're gonna have to be treated with respect and the way they have been treated. They're not gonna put up with much guff. And I mean, when you look at how few people are there doing that job, it's gonna be serious if some of them walk out.
But, right, Randy, but what I'm saying is if the sheriff says, hey, they don't answer to me anymore, I'm not running this jail.
He has to run it until his
Well,
term's over.
Well, I meant the new sheriff. They're not liable to run the jail. That's what I'm saying. If we get our trust authority, and then they hire an administrator, and then the administrator would answer to the trust authority, there'd be a chain of command. But if if the new sheriff walks in there and says, I'm not dealing with this jail, well, somebody's gonna have to deal with it.
You mean if the sheriff don't do it, we've got to hire an administrator?
If the sheriff doesn't have to run the jail.
It's more money.
They have an administrator up there now.
Right.
They have, and she's also transporting prisoners and whatever else is needed up there, but.
But she answers to Brian.
She answers to Brian, she does a real good job, she's very responsible, and as long as she's allowed to do the things that she does, the way she does them, with what she's got to work with, I think she'll be just fine. I hope so. She's a great person, really good person.
Well, I hope she does too. The sheriff says they could drop in her lap, and she's gonna have to have somebody to talk to. But anyway, they'll be with you.
I believe that'll be the commissioner's job.
Well, not forget the trust authority.
Yeah, it'll
But
still be.
it's our, yeah.
Commissioners are the trust authority right
Yeah.
now.
I know, but if we set one up. But anyway, is there any new business? I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn. Thank you.